A terrifying ordeal for one woman who was ambushed by multiple armed suspects in the early hours of the morning as she was just getting home.
Tôi mới đầu, rồi cái súng thì nó chỉ vô trán tôi, một thằng cầm chỉ trán.
We spoke with the victim, who tells us she was heading up to her apartment when the suspects suddenly put a gun to her forehead, forcing her to let them into her home.
Rồi tôi nó lấy 300 xong xuôi nó giật tôi nó chạy lên trển, nó giật cái sợi chuyền. Giờ cái vô chồng nó bắt ta nằm xuống á, hai tay chắp vậy nè.
She tells me the armed robbers ripped off her necklace, took other jewelry and cash, and forced her and her son to lay on the ground with their hands up at gunpoint while they ransacked their home.
The suspects are 5 individuals. They were armed with both rifles and handguns, so a very scary experience for the victim. They forced their way into the home, stole several items and cash, and then fled the area in a vehicle.
The suspects can later be seen in surveillance video running down the stairs and getting into a getaway car. Bellevue Police say they're working to get a better description of the car the masked suspects fled in and are looking into the possibility the same suspects may be involved in other similar home invasion robberies targeting Asian families in the South Seattle and Kent area.
There have been several similar incidents, not in Bellevue, but in the region, where folks are followed home from a casino establishment and then robbed when they arrive at their residence. So this is very concerning, and it's concerning that these suspects would be armed to this extent.
Reporting in Bellevue, Lynn Wynn, KOMO News.
How do you catch them? Unless you see them in the act.
What is missing in these people's minds to conceive such an idea that they would take out a gun?
Just crazy times.
Now at 6, state troopers are working to find and arrest suspects who've been shooting at other drivers on freeways around Seattle.
There have been 9 confirmed shootings on highways just in King County since the start of the year. One of the most recent happened yesterday on southbound I-5 near downtown Seattle. Just in the last 30 minutes, the State Patrol released new pictures showing the shattered window and damaged steering wheel in the victim's car.
Tonight, we're asking what troopers are doing to catch these shooters. KOMO's Jeremy Harris is live tonight near I-5. Jeremy, troopers don't think all these shootings are connected.
That's right, Eric. They say the location, timing, and suspect description just does not match up, but that's little comfort to troopers and drivers who say 9 shootings on King County freeways in the first 5 weeks of the year is unacceptable.
Just crazy times.
What else is there to do but to drive on it?
Drivers around Seattle are on edge after 2 more shootings on the highway. The latest happening here near the Mercer Street exit on I-5, where a bullet went through a driver's window.
Pretty shocking. Yeah, I'm a little shaken up.
Troopers say there was another shooting to the south 10 minutes prior.
5 seconds can change a person's life.
Kalu Davis drives for a living and says he sees aggressive drivers all the time.
The police themselves, they have been handcuffed in a way that they can't address these issues like they should.
Troopers have been doing emphasis patrols to respond quickly to shootings.
Spoken 3 Tacoma, we are overhead, have the vehicle in sight.
Last week, the State Patrol's plane followed these freeway shooting suspects, who troopers say fired at a car for apparently no reason in South King County.
They just ran into an apartment complex.
The suspects managed to get in another car and evade police and the plane.
How do you catch them? Unless you see them in the act.
Troopers say some of it can be attributed to road rage, but many of the 9 victims this year have said they had no interaction with the cars where the shots came from.
What is missing in these people's minds to conceive such an idea that they would take out a gun?
Kalu says it's time for more enforcement and more consequences for those who fire guns on the road.
That will not be accepted, tolerated. Doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, what your race is. That stops now.
I just talked with the State Patrol not long ago. They tell me they are planning more of those emphasis patrols, including this week. They also say they're using data on these calls of shots being fired to try and map out where those patrols are going to be. And they say for the most part, they're seeing most of the activity in South King County. That's where they'll be focusing on this week. Reporting live in Seattle, Jeremy Harris, KOMO News.
Jeremy, thank you. According to the State Patrol, the number of freeway shootings actually dropped last year compared to a year earlier. WSP reports 936 freeway shootings in 2023. That's about 200 fewer than in 2022. However, the number of freeway incidents in which a gun was displayed or otherwise involved remained steady, with roughly 1,300 last year compared to about 1,200 the previous year.